The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A proclamation from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
As Jesus and his disciples were gathering in Galilee, Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man is to be handed over to men, and they will kill him, and he will be raised on the third day." And they were overwhelmed with grief. When they came to Capernaum, the collectors of the temple tax approached Peter and said, "Does not your teacher pay the temple tax?" "Yes," he said. When he came into the house, before he had time to speak, Jesus asked him, "What is your opinion, Simon? From whom do the kings of the earth take tolls or census tax? From their subjects or from their foreigners?" When he said, "From foreigners," Jesus said to him, "Then the subjects are exempt. But what we may not offend them, go to the sea, drop in a hook, and take the first fish that comes up. Open its mouth, and you will find a coin worth twice the temple tax. Give that to them for me and for you." Brothers and sisters, the good news of our salvation.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Bulahang udto kanatong tanan. Jesus' words often have a deeper meaning. When asked to pay the temple tax, Jesus makes the point that kings collect certain taxes only from foreigners, not subjects. He says that subjects, other translation have sons, are exempt from this tax. As the Son of Man then, he is certainly exempt from the temple tax. But he goes on to say that all children are exempt, meaning his followers as well. He only pays the tax so as not to offend those who had not yet grasped who he was. What a marvelous truth. Children are free because they are children. The prodigal son who came back to his father's house after squandering everything experienced this freedom in a deeper way. He had become a virtual slave in another country, as we sometimes become slaves of sin. Yet when he came back home, his father treated him with all the dignity of a son. The father was so overjoyed that he got all the trouble his wayward son had wrought, and he welcomed him with an open arms. This truth of our freedom as sons and daughters of God can cut both ways. We are even free to stray from him if we choose. We are free to experience the sting of sin and its effects. Ironically, we are even free to become enslaved to a habit of sin. Of course, we know that it is not the wisest strategy. No, real freedom is a freedom to do God's will. It is the freedom that exempts us from merely following him out of fear or obligation. The freedom to actually want to live a holy lives. So why we be a slave when we can be free? Why live under the burden of divine commandments when we can know the dignity of being a child of God? We are exempt. We have nothing to fear. So go ahead and enjoy our freedom. Let it fill our heart and guide our actions. We will end up pleasing God much more than if we were to obey out of fear and anxiety. Lord, thank you for the freedom we have to love and serve you. give us the grace to respond joyfully whatever you ask of us today. Amen.